Now, if you want to take, I was doing some grinding on those parts. If you don't want to wear this all the constantly, if you want to take the mill scale off of parts, or oxidation mill scale off of parts, there's a little trick that works as long as you've got a couple of days, which I do. Make sure these are the right parts. Yeah. Well, I'll be right back and I'll show you. Because for welding, there's 3 rules of welding: clean, clean, and clean. And for all of it, but particularly TIG. TIG you want really clean, and MIG you can get away with it. Stick will blow right through paint and everything, but it's still, if you really want a number A1 weld job, it's clean. It's clean, clean, and clean. Just remember those. Steady hand and heat and travel and distance and all that. Yeah, that's, comes with pride. But you can have all of that, and if the parts aren't clean, forget it. It's going to be a mess. So this is in getting the mill scale oxidation off of the parts. If they're clean metal parts right out of wherever you're buying it from, the metal, it's not scrap metal with, it's got rust and all that on our paint, then you got to get that off. But if it's just coming new off of, like from metal supermarkets or something like that, wherever you're getting your metal from, comes, looks dark gray, but that's a mill scale. That's from the processing of making the steel. It gets a oxidation on there from the heat and cooling and all the rest of it. And to get it off, you can wire wheel it, but it throws all kinds of junk in the air. And you wear this and safety glasses and the whole bit. But if you've got a couple of days, which I do, you can do this. Right back. You use just plain old vinegar. You put vinegar, hopefully I got enough. If I don't, I'll have to run up and get some, but you want to cover the parts. And it's just about got it. Cover all the parts vinegar, and it'll make your shop smell like a fish and chip place, but it works. You let that sit for, you let it sit for a couple of days like that, and it will, and the mill scale will go. And I see it's not covered. I don't have any more vinegar, so I got to go get some more, I guess. But anyway, that's, that's a little trick. Good old vinegar. I should have a bunch of jugs of this hanging around. Because when you're wire wheeling, like I said, it throws that swarf around, and if you're breathing it in, it's not good for you. And Lord knows I've done enough of that over the years. But this little trick here with the vinegar, you just wipe them off, and it's right down to the metal. It's amazing how well it works. And I might come in here and stir it up once in a while. Maybe I should flip these around a little bit down here. You just let that sit. Still on it. Anyway, just let that sit in there. It's already starting to smell like a fish and chip place in here. And I'll put this out of there. So yeah, vinegar, simple old white vinegar, and that's it. So I'll be back when I'll show you the parts actually when that's all off there. So anyway, Wild Bill out just momentarily. Well, as you can see from my little video before, how well it's soaking in vinegar. I mean, this is a part soaked in vinegar, and this one is not. It's got the mill scale, but I'll pull it right out of the vat actually. There's the piece, and I've got flat pieces too, and you can see how well it just comes off the mill scale. There's some places where it's a bit stubborn, but you can always just touch that with a wire wheel. But if you take brake cleaner, non-chlorinated brake cleaner, if you're going to weld metal, and you clean it first with brake, make sure it is non-chlorinated. Because if you use chlorinated, it produces phosgene gas, and that's the gas that they use in the First World War, nerve gas, and yeah, not good. But anyway, see, that's soaking the steel parts in vinegar, and then you take a cloth and you just wipe it. This is all prepping it for welding, and you can see the difference. I mean, yeah, clean, right? And then these parts are going to be centered. Actually, I can still see my marks. That's good. I can just line them up. You still see my marks there, and set it up for welding. And then I'm gonna, once they're welded on, this is welded on, I'm gonna drill straight through the back, out here, and then increase the hole size, because I'm gonna use 3/8 bolts, so the bolt head can fit through. So that's how I can get it through to bolt onto these brackets that I've made over here. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Centering the piece right here. Getting it ready for the welding process. Already welded one. Already got one welded here. It's still pretty hot. I gotta clean it up. Wire wheel it out. I'm kind of doing it in a step weld kind of way to try to reduce heat distortion. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm just centering it up right now. Be back in a sec. Now I'm going to tack it in place. It's all centered. Big torch. I should probably clean the end of this tip off. I'm just going to tack it right now. Well, not really. You should crank the amps up. Crank the amps up when you're going to tack it like this. I don't really have it cranked. I just have it. As you can see, there's. Just going to flip it over quickly. Place it. And I'll show you when I really. If you crank the amps right up, it'll really hit that spot and do a andronymous, I think it's andronymous weld, where you're just doing the parent metals together. I talked about that in another video. Anyway, There it is. There it is, tacked. Got my little tack welds in there. It's all centered. There's the hole. The hole right there. You know, when I'm done welding this, I'll drill straight through, center it, and then I'll take my step drill and open it up so the bolt head will fit through. Now I'm going to put a little bead in here. Whoop. Well, maybe I'm out of, I might be out of, this tank is really low. This tank's really low on gas, so, or the wind came and blew the gas away, one or the other. Let's see. That's it. I think that tank's done. Yeah, it is empty. Yeah. Yeah. I can switch over. I've got another tank right here. Anyway, I'll be back. I ran out of argon. Hold on. Now, because that weld got contaminated, because of no argon, I switched to one of my smaller tanks. I went from this tank here to this one. This one's full. I got to go tomorrow, or I don't even know if they're open tomorrow. It might be in the morning. I'll get a tank. And anyway, I went to that tank. This is full. It's a little one. I have it for just such instances where I run out of the big tank. I've got the little backup one, but I always got to make sure that I get the big one filled up. I don't want to rely on that small one. It's just an emergency tank. But anyway, I gotta do that. Put the shield on because stuff's going to be flying. We've got to grind that right out. I'm not sure if I've got that down enough or not. Get this out of here. We'll find out in a second. I'll be right back. I have to dress the tungsten because I inadvertently touched it on the puddle and contaminated it. So I've got my little tungsten dressing setup that I made that puts the perfect angle on this. happens while it's doing there is I've got holes drilled in this piece right here. I've got holes, different sized holes for the different tungsten. For the different sizes of tungsten that there is, and it's at the right angle. So you just choose the hole of whatever size tungsten you're using, and you just hold it and spin it, and it gives you, holy mackerel, where am I here? Jeez, it gives you the right angle. Right, it should be sharp like that and everything. So, crazy. So anyway, so I got to put the tungsten back in the TIG torch. And you want it out. You don't want it out too far. You just want it out. Looks far, but it's really not. That's good right there. Alright, I'll line this back up, be back in a sec. What happens is, if you don't grind that porosity out, and I'm not sure whether I've got it all out, we're going to find out in a minute. When you go to weld it, it bubbles back up again, the impurities. That's how important the shielding gas coming out of this nozzle is. Like, it's unbelievable. It just, if it's not right, well, you saw what happened, and it spurted up into all these little holes. All these little holes, but you can still see. That's what I mean. I'm not sure if I've got that out enough. It might be good enough that I can fudge it, whatever, but in reality, you should grind all that out of there, but we'll see. We're gonna hit it and see what happens. Hit it and not quit it. Okay? Okay, here we go. Okay. What do I do with my helmet? Oh, there it is. Alright, well, I'm just going to do a little androgynous tack here. And I want to get that off there. Let's see what we got as far as... Oh. Yeah, that's good. That's a good level of gas coming through. Alright, let's see what happens. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, okay. Very good. So now, we're going to just do a little bit of, weld this a little bit over here. All good. Just give you a little look here. And that's when you TIG, you know, you can go back and clean it up a little bit. It's fine though. I mean, it's nice. It's not sparking everywhere. Like, stick is ridiculous. Penetration of stick's nuts. You can cut through paint and everything else. But the spatter is unreal. And MIG is less, but still there. This, as you can see, there's really no sparks flying or nothing unless you're running out of gas. So now I'm going to do the opposite and heat it, and then I'll go from there. Because I mean, it's tacked, so it's not going to pull. It's not going to pull and warp, but I want to keep the heat kind of, you know, equal. Gotta set myself up better. More wire here. We should flip this back over, do the other side. That's what's going on there. I really like TIG. Oh, I really like TIG. That was a little heavy. That piece was heavy. Where that glove and hurry. That's the problem when you're welding, you know, you just crazy. Anyway, look at that, I branded my glove. Thank God it wasn't my skin. Anyway, you get the idea. So, we'll be back. Now we're just going to finish her off. If you notice at the end, when I shut everything off, I sat there for a second because you want the inert gas to keep flowing after you stop welding, as to let when the puddle's cooling down to be protected, to solidify under the envelope of the inert gas. If you don't do that, if you just stop and pull away, that weld could crack and get impurities in it, and it'll. When it dries, it starts to go solid. It sparks, and the little tip thing will come up with holes in it, and it won't be a good weld. So you have to, when you stop, you hold it there for a sec. On the machine, you set, when you let off the trigger, you set for how many seconds? Probably 4 or 5 seconds. After you shut off, the gas keeps coming out to protect that weld while it's cooling. You keep it under that envelope of gas. I'll be back in a second. And there she is, all welded up. All tigged up. I stuck it together, man. Oh. Yeah, I know. My old pipeline welding teacher was awesome. He was saying you don't just stick it together. You want to make sure all the elements of what you're welding is correct, so it's not just stuck together. It's a sound weld. But he was saying, guys say, you know, when you guys are setting the machines, if someone come along and say, "Come on, man, just stick it together." Well, no, that's not right. Not right. especially structural welding. Anyhow, well, finished them. I got all 3 finished. This is the last one. You know, as they say, you have to need to do this every day, and I don't weld every day. I used to. MIG. But they say that, you know, practice makes perfect. And as these pieces, I was doing them, I got better and better. And that was the last one. Turned out really nice. Now MIG, they say that they can, you know, I used to do a lot of MIG. They said they could train a monkey to do MIG. Ooh. There's some tricks to MIG too, but TIG and stick, out of position, stick. Yeah, it's a challenge. You gotta know the weave patterns and all that. Anyway, I just thought I'd, see that. I was a licensed MIG welder at one time. Oh, yeah. Anyway. So that's done. Next stop in the process. Oh yeah, baby. Right here. Right here. We're gonna throw them babies in the throw that in the old vise here. Ramp it up. And drive that down through the other piece. I gotta put it on parallel so it's up. And yeah. And then I'll show you all that process later. Anyhow. The old weld helmet away in. Talk to you later. And again, if you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's very, very much appreciated. Yeah, so help out the channel, the algorithm would be nice. So I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Wild Bill over and out from Jeep Central.